Record to this. There we go.
Recording
Recording's in
in
progress.
progress.
I guess I should close
Recording.
superfluous web pages that take up lots of bandwidth, like YouTube, I think does that. I feel like this
Uh,
computer's crapping up relatively quickly. Maybe I need to defrag it. I don't
are you using Chrome?
know. Yeah, is Chrome bad news?
Yeah, Chrome's bad now. It's not as good as it used to be.
Okay. Because I was
But
it 10 years ago is when I switched from Firefox. Should I go back to Firefox? Is that what I should do?
um something that I was made aware of is I don't know if you run like updates regularly?
I mean, it updates when it wants to.
Oh, okay. They say apparently like Windows will now like fuck your like slow all of your shit down if you don't update often enough,
Well,
which I find very annoying because
yeah.
I don't update a lot like super regularly because I just don't want to fucking deal with the
When it wants to update, it updates.
what I just don't like feel like reopening my browser tabs and shit, so I don't like
Right. Now I get what you're saying. Well, mine just does it, right? So it's like I finally
I
figured out
don't
how
let
to
it.
bring my tabs back because the first few times on this newer computer, I was like, "Where's my tabs going?" I didn't know how to get them back, so I figured that out at least.
I do not allow it to just update whenever it wants.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't, but it does. It's all in Japanese, so if I want to change the settings, they're in Japanese.
You could use your phone and use Google Translate with the camera.
Wow, that sounds
Google
like too much
Translate.
trouble. Too much
Yeah,
trouble.
you just hold it. It's like a thing you hold up to the text and it magically tells you what it is.
No, I know how it works. I use it and I live in
Yeah,
Japan, but
yeah.
I don't feel like using it for that, is what I'm saying.
Hmm. Actually,
Uh, huh?
oh, I was gonna say I've used it for like rhythm games to go through tutorials and stuff like that.
Ah, okay. No, I can't be bothered with rhythm games. I think I have bad digital rhythm. I have good real rhythm, but
Mm.
like I was saying, like I have trouble like doing touchscreen iPad drums. Like
Well, I think
my,
there are different types of skill sets with that. Like, there's a game called Thumper where like almost all of that game is like you repeat things. So I'm very bad. It's like it gives you a pattern. It's like din 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 din, and then you go din 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 din. Like you repeat. Like I'm very bad at that, but I'm very good at just like responding to visual things as they're coming towards me.
no,
Like
I'm
to the
not so
point
great at
where
that.
okay, yeah. So I'm good at like I guess it's more of a video that's more video gamey where it's like you're responding to things. It's like you're responding to things as as they show up, as they appear to you,
Hmm.
rather than repeating things that you hear. But I've never been good at memorizing or repeating. Like I'm not good at like retaining information in that way.
No, I'm an
I
improviser. Like if I'm playing a guitar, I don't really know what the note's going to be three notes down the line most of the time.
well,
If
that's
I'm,
like a different third thing. That's more like Parappa the Rapper, I think, where
mm.
you need
Oh,
to
maybe that's
improvise
why that and
Twilight.
Unjammer Lammy were my favorite music games.
Yeah, because you're just kind of going like kick, punch, kick, hit, punch.
Yeah, yeah, that was awesome. And
Yeah, it's
well,
great.
Unjammer Lammy was guitar, right? So,
Yeah, but you
mm,
could also play through that campaign as Parappa.
right.
So
Okay, let's do this because I actually am supposed to go to the dentist at some point before too long.
you and your fucking dentists.
I know, what the fuck? Like I went last week and like, okay, next appointment. They're like Q. I'm like, oh, Q, that's September, right? They're like, no, 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 next week you want to come at 9 a.m. I'm like, fuck no. And then they gave me 10 a.m. So
Hmm.
I guess I
Well,
don't know what they're gonna, yeah, I don't
could be
get,
worse. I go to my dentist twice a year, and what happens is I get my like free cleaning, and then I get a bill from my insurance for another $200, and then I pay
mm.
it.
Oh, fuck, no. Okay.
Yeah, it's horrible. I just got a bill from my like hospital stay from 2 years ago for $5,000.
Holy fuck. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
not
like I
Japan.
can't. I'm just not paying it, and they're like not. They haven't sent it to collections.
Mm.
Like I found out sometimes if you get it sent to collections, like the last bill I got was $1,000 and I just didn't pay it, and they sent it to collections and it became $80, and I was
Ah.
like, okay,
Yeah,
here is $80,
I think I
whatever.
have no remaining. Yeah, I don't have anything to pay for doing chemo 5 years ago.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
all
sure
in
you
the
don't.
past. And I think like all in all, it probably costs like between 2 and 3 thousand.
I think it's literally a scam here, and the only way to like win at the scam is to to start a GoFundMe and raise like a few $1,000s and then not pay any of the bills, and eventually you'll probably have to pay some of the bills, and then you end
Mm.
up kind of breaking even that way.
Well, now
Except that,
now Patreon listeners know all about your medical fraud.
well, except no, but I was gonna say, except I wasn't able to work for like a month and a half, so the GoFundMe definitely like required
Oh,
for that. And if I pay
I
any
was
of
talking
the
about the
five
not
thousand
paying the stuff.
dollars,
I'm not besmirching
yeah,
your GoFundMe. I'm besmirching
oh.
the American healthcare medical bill system.
No, yeah, if I could pay them with like a bullet inscribed with "I'm not paying this bill, shithead," then I would do that. I
Like I
don't
went for
think
my
that's what was
checkup
on that bullet.
yesterday, right? I went to hospital for my checkup yesterday, which are now every 4 months, and I think we're almost finished. But yeah, at the end you go to the machine, and the machine is like pay a few, pay like $30, and then you
Go to
pay the
the
$30,
machine.
and then you leave.
Like imagining it like a robot. I
I
am the
wish. No,
machine.
it's just well, okay, I could say vending machine. Well, it's not a vending machine though; it's a pay machine.
It's a receiving machine.
Yeah, it's a receiving machine. Okay, let's do
I
this
mean, if
then.
I played an RPG recently where it's like there's always a store in an RPG, and it's like there are situations where there just wouldn't be a store, so there's like a vending machine, but there's a vending machine where like you put things into the vending machine for some reason. There's always some dialogue about, I don't know. It's the sequel to Undertale, which you should play both of. But
That's not
anyway,
going to
let's do
happen.
this. Welcome to Imprisoned in Severance, the Severin
Just
Prison
imprisoned.
in the cast pod. Hello, I'm Mark.
One more time with energy.
That's okay. Yeah, you're right. I really blew that one. Welcome to Imprisoned in Severance, the Severance Prison Cast.
Okay.
Verance.
I felt like some energy lasted there.
Yeah.
You already said you were Mark. I'm going to leave the first version. This is Matt.
Why? Okay.
Because
Well, I'm
it's
still
funny. That's
Mark.
why. Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
One was from your innie, one was from your outie. That's how the intros worked.
Yeah. I think if I had it any, it would just be really tired.
Mm. Why? Oh, because you don't sleep enough? And then he goes to work and he's like,
Yeah.
why am I run down?
Yeah. I'm up late making playing video games.
Well,
Let's face it.
that's what this episode's about. Your outie not doing you solids. So.
Yeah. Well, my Audi does solids before
Mm.
I go to work. Anyway. So this is the
Hold on,
UUR.
should your outie hold the solid so you have more breaks at work?
Do you think your Audi cares?
I don't know.
Your Audi just
Would you
what
care
if
about the
like
UUR?
this is real talk. I would be like, what if my innie feels like it too much pressure to not go to the bathroom, and then like at the end of the day, I really, really have to go to the bathroom because
Well,
it doesn't
then
go.
that's when you change. But it seems like plan number one is let give your any break time by holding it a bit. Well, this is horrible talk to start this
You
off.
can't give them messages.
If I know, but if they do not take that and use it as intended, then you change your routine. I mean, you've already gotten severed in the first place. You're in a weird place. So I guess that's worth mentioning. How do you feel about the anti-severance movement people? Are they on the on? Are you in that group, or did you go sever yourself?
Isn't there a third group? I think I would just be kind of indifferent.
Okay, that is the third group, but because we're talking about the show, I felt like I needed to focus on the active or passive groups there.
I think I would be like, well, cool, keep up the good work, but I wouldn't actually go out in the street. And also, I probably would
Who's
doubt that
keeping
the
up the good
procedure
work?
even. I would the anti-severance people, but
Okay.
I'd also would think to myself, are the severance people faking it? Are the people getting severed actually just faking it? Is that real?
Well, in
Like
the
that doesn't
terms of the
sound real.
show, it's not real. But you're
No, but
talking
it
about your
is real.
perspective and right.
I'm saying I would think they're all faking it for
I'm just saying it.
whatever reason. Yeah,
Well,
well,
I
yeah,
think this
you don't really forget everything, right? That doesn't make any sense.
I think this episode at least does spell out that Heliar is not faking it in the terms of the show.
Nope. But put a pin in that, but no.
Yeah, I'm just putting pins so we can lead in. But yeah, I guess do your thing. You're doing trivia, you're doing a
Look at
summary.
that
I'm taking a
thing.
nap.
Okay, see you later.
I'm
Bye.
severing
You're
myself.
now you're in, your innie will be here while your outie
Yeah.
is not is sleeping. That doesn't work. This is the fourth episode of season one and the first episode not directed by Ben Stiller. Our director this week is Effie McArdle. That is spelled Aoife. According to Wikipedia, it's either Effie or Ifey. She hails from Northern Ireland and has directed several music videos for artists like U2 and Coldplay. Kind of the same thing, right?
Yep.
Um,
Has Coldplay played in the Vegas Sphere yet?
sure, I don't know.
I don't think they have. I think that's a difference.
Until I'm not aware of anything happening there that I want to go to.
You don't want to see fish in the
Um,
sphere?
I don't want to see fish anywhere except for the gallows. Um, anyway, she's also directed several commercials, as in the kind of commercial that is high budget enough to show up in IMDb credits. She's relatively new to narrative work. She directed her debut feature in 2017, and between then and this episode, directed a couple of episodes of a Brave New World TV series, which sounds on brand. Apparently, was canceled before they finished adapting the book.
Oops.
Uh, yeah. And a short,
Unlike
but don't.
Foundation, which is now doing season 3 without really bothering to do the book at all.
I mean, good for them. I, I haven't tried
Nah,
to
the
watch
book's
that one
better.
yet. Yeah, probably. Anyway, don't worry. She'll be back to direct two more episodes of this show. And hey, they're the next two episodes of this show. She also serves as a producer for all of season one. So we're very much dealing with in house talent here. The new name in the writing credits this episode is Carrie Drake. She doesn't have a bio on IMDb, but she wrote 6 episodes of the Netflix Lost in Space show that I keep bothering people about because it's good. And she was producer for the first 2 seasons of that show, which, in my opinion, were the 2 good seasons. And even wrote 1 episode of Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, which is an even better show than the Lost in Space show. Did you watch that?
Nope.
You should. This is her only contribution to the show, and someone else I don't remember who has written an episode of Monarch Legacy of Monsters that is coming up soon. This is also time to talk about Deechen Lachman, which is Dichen Lachman. She plays Miss Casey. She was born in 1982 in Nepal to an Australian father and Tibetan mother. They moved to Australia in the early 90s, so officially she is Australian. I didn't check for interviews to see if she has the accent. Her career started with ads in Australia, and she ended up appearing in 103 episodes of the Australian soap opera Neighbours in the mid 2000s, which probably isn't that many episodes for soap opera. Soon after, she starred in every episode of the ill-fated Joss Whedon joint Dollhouse, and other roles in TV mainstays like Shameless, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Altered Carbon followed, as well as roles in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and Raya and the Last Dragon. Raya and the Last Dragon? Raya and the Last Dragon.
Mm.
We'll be seeing more of Miss Casey after this episode, but I'm not telling you how much more. We say goodbye to Petey this week, but guests do include family members, like his ex-wife Nina, played by Joanne Kelly. She's a Canadian actor and has a background in stage and athletics, especially figure skating. There are several quotes on her IMDb about her hating the internet, which I think is pretty cool. This is her only appearance here on Severance, but you could also see her in Prescription for Danger, Solar Attack, and Closet Monster. As Petey's daughter June, we have Cassidy Layton. She hails from Vero Beach, Florida, and is a musician in real life, but also an actor. You can see her in Hunters, Solve, and New Amsterdam. We will see more of June in Severance season 1. Not telling you how much.
Mm.
I don't
There's
know
so
what.
much trivia you don't want to tell anyone.
Sometimes I want to be like, you should think about whether you're going to see this person again.
Think about it. Okay.
Think about it.
Were you finished? Is that the end
Think
of
about
trivia?
this. That's the end of the trivia. Now here's the story. Ellie's having a hard time with the break room, and even after leaving and coming back, which seems instantaneous to her, she still has to do more there. Bert offers a tour of the O&D department, but only Irv accepts. The two of them bond in more ways than one while discussing Kier-related art. Irving then spots Rickon's book, The You Are, in an empty conference room. Helly finds Petey's map and calls Mark out on his hypocrisy, so Mark shreds the map to prove that he's really not a hypocrite at all. Irving then alerts everyone to the book, which nobody is supposed to read, and everyone sees that it's signed to Mark. even though Eddie Mark has no idea who Rickon is or what the book is about. He says he'll turn the book in, but he does not. Helly threatens to cut her fingers off if she isn't allowed to send a video message to her Audi demanding resignation, but after leaving and saying she is not sorry, she ends up back in the elevator with a response saying that she's basically not allowed to make decisions and her Audi will keep her alive long enough to regret it if she cuts her fingers off. Meanwhile, Mark attends Petey's funeral and coincidentally Mrs. Selvig is there. He has some awkward moments with Petey's family, and during the service, while a video of Petey and his daughter June playing Enter Sandman, which triggers Mark, Selvig, aka Cobell, drills the chip out of the head of Petey's corpse and brings it back to Milchick to analyze the next day. That same day, Mark sits through a wellness session with Miss Casey. Bert and Irving bond even more. Dylan finds Rickon's book and starts reading it, and Helly hangs herself in the elevator. The end.
Okay, so are you more of a Mark or more of a Cobell at a funeral?
It depends. I guess it really depends.
So
I've
sometimes you
definitely,
do drill the skull of the deceased.
yeah, of course. We've all done that, haven't we?
Yeah. I mean, that's why they call it a wake, right?
I thought you were talking about like being aggressively friendly
No,
to
I was
living
referring to
people.
drilling the heads of the
Yeah.
deceased.
I mean, I don't know what's at stake here. Like, you can give me a situation if you want me to like role play through drilling the chip out of someone's head. You have to give me a situation like what they're like microchipped like a dog, and I need nobody to know where they were.
Right.
Like that's a chip, right?
Fortunately, yeah, fortunately in the modern world, people just need your phones for that, unless you're severed, I guess. So,
Well, you can't be severed.
right. So they just need your
Think
phone.
about
But
it. Who's gonna come up with Severance now?
I do wonder if that's the scene that if you did want to call Severance a comedy, that would be the best example. That would be Exhibit A for this is a comedy because that scene is just like kind of weird, dark comedy, you know?
It's a fun thing to me that I feel like every time I don't have like a list of all the violent moments in this series, but I feel like all the violent moments are funny. You know, like
Yeah.
even Petey like just going into the gas station and bleeding all over the food is kind of funny.
Well, at least it's weird. I don't know. Is the suicide attempt in this funny? That's not funny. That's kind of intense.
I mean, yeah, but it's like you kind of know where it's going, really.
I guess the well, okay, maybe it's a little funny because I had going in my head the whole time watching that scene as she, gets the rope, hides the rope, gets the garbage can, blah blah blah. I did start thinking of George Carlin's Suicide Guy bit. Do you know that?
Uh, Refresh my memory.
Where he's just talking about, yeah, it takes a lot of effort to commit suicide. You gotta be like, I gotta plan it, I gotta get the rope, I gotta get that. But Montel Williams is on. Maybe I'll watch that first, and like you just like wouldn't get around to actually committing suicide because it takes too much effort. I gotta pick
I
up my daughter from work at work.
I think I don't have data on this, but I'm sure that when suicide was like much harder, like before guns, there was probably less of it.
Possibly. Of course, again, Heliarda need a gun. She's creative. She puts effort into
Well,
it, which
she's
I guess she's stuck in the
very,
office, so she didn't have much else to do
yeah, she's
except
really
look for
driven.
scary numbers. Yeah, she's very driven.
I mean, when you're told that it's like when you already want to not exist anymore, and then you're told by some entity that you will continue to exist, and if you do anything to try and make yourself not exist, then you'll suffer even more. Then, yeah, that seems like that would kind of light a fire under your ass, wouldn't it?
Technically, yourself is telling you that.
Well, it's not yourself.
Is it? That's part of the show, right?
No, but it's not.
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
it's like the person who uses your body sometimes.
Mm. Yeah, but I am thinking like if you get severed and you have certain urges that you're just not quite aware of, maybe they like come out in the new person, right?
I think you can look at it like this, like because the innies have only ever known being innies, it's like they probably are much they've probably feel a lot more powerless. So therefore it probably feels a lot more like what is it? Like the father is the model for God or something where it's like you
Yeah.
probably yeah, it's probably a lot more like that kind of your god because they do make decisions for you, and also you've never seen the sun or like a book.
Oh, they've
So
seen a
it's
book.
really, well, I mean, I'm just saying that's like whatever the first like trashy book they've ever seen.
Mm.
It's like a big deal.
I mean, yeah, they've had to read manuals, I'm sure, because they get the ability to read or whatever, because I guess they have
Yeah,
the
but
abilities of their Audi.
that's easy for you to say, but it's like just imagine if you didn't even know what books were except for manuals. You know what I mean? It's like
Well,
there's not
I,
they haven't seen the sun.
I haven't gone for the direct self-help book, but I've read like metaphysical books, and there are some where like you read them, and then like several years later you see them again, and maybe you have that message now. Now you're like, this book is stupid, whereas it seemed enlightening at first. So I do think that's an interesting thing about the UUR because it's written by a guy that is derpy. I guess we don't. Well, at this point, yeah, I guess he's not an asshole, but he's just derpy, you know?
It's just the matter of fact is that innies are kind of children, so something dumb can blow their minds, right? And
You're
they
right.
probably
Oh, I see that a lot.
and for all intents and purposes, it's like the Audis have lived so much more of a life that they just have so much more power. So it probably feels a lot more like you're under their thumb than you have like an equal. And put a pin in that too.
Yeah. It's like with actual children, because I teach actual children. I guess the most I get for that is every once in a while, I don't do this very often, but every once in a while, if there's a few minutes in class, I'll pull out the iPad and bring up the sampler. And that always blows their mind, where I let them say a word and then they get to play the word on the keyboard.
So you're doing like that Herbie Hancock thing.
Yes.
There's like that old,
Yeah,
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 you know
he
what I'm
got to
talking
do that
about,
on
that video.
Sesame Street, didn't he? So,
It was like Tatiana Ali, who was in the French Fresh Prince later, was like in it. So it's like
oh,
Tatiana
really?
Ali, Tatiana Ali.
Oh, really?
That's
Okay.
what sticks
I
in
don't
my
remember
head.
that
That's
part.
that part of it sticks in my head because it's like, oh, this person went on to be famous.
It's just funny because at that time, Harry Hancock's like, "This is a $50,000 Fairlight synthesizer." Now it's like I
Yeah.
got it on my iPad. It was free. It came with GarageBand.
Yeah, also Fairlights are kind of synonymous with when 80s bands weren't that good anymore
No,
because
I'm not a big proponent of the Fairlight synthesizer, but
well well it's part of it
Herbie
was
Hancock can use one. That's fine. But
yeah, but he was a genius, but it's like the thing is that around that time like new wave bands were basically touring all the time and then it's like, hey, here's a Yamaha DX7, it's the newest thing, now learn it and make an album with it. And it's like you need like a year, you need a year of like doing nothing but like programming a DX7 if you want to know how to use it properly, basically. Or Fairlight is probably also very hard.
right.
Like the like you hear about Michael Jackson making Bad, which I think took 4 years, and he had like the synclavier, which is like the synclavier is sort of like the Fairlight, but I think even more expensive. But it's definitely like a lot of him locking himself in a room learning this thing.
Anyway, throw us in Clavier down on the Severance floor, and that'll blow their minds because they're used to looking on Apple II style computers for scary numbers, right?
Yeah, they're just looking at numbers.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it is. You just have to define what the blinders are for these people, which is difficult, and which is interesting. I guess that's part of what makes the show interesting.
Yeah, because you know that they know that there's some other stuff out there, but it's like the whole thing at the first episode where it's like having trouble remembering what your mother looks like and stuff like that, where it's like there's certain things that just aren't there, but they obviously they know how to speak English,
Right.
which that immediately makes it kind of not make sense. But um
Um. Oh, we should talk about the voice a bit because I don't. Maybe I haven't gotten to the point where we get to that yet. But while giving apologies, there's the voice, and the voice is at the point where you finally do it correctly, which that is trippy and weird and unexplained at this point.
the voice, you mean in the background of the break room?
Yeah,
Yeah, that I didn't even think about that when
because
I
the
was
break.
watching that
Yeah,
before.
okay, yeah, the break room's so weird because it's like it's like I guess it's hellish once you consider that that is your full existence while you're doing the break room.
Yeah, it's hard for me to like really
It's got to suck for
fully
Mr. Milchek as
contemplate.
well, though.
Yeah, I mean,
He's got to
he
do it
seems
too.
bored.
He does. Does he get relief on that, or is he stuck in there with whoever is having to give the apology all
I
the
don't know.
time?
What if he's severed for only that part of the day?
Okay. Yeah, that's a severed room.
We don't know. We don't know if he's severed, do we?
No, we don't. But if he's well, I have
I don't
yeah,
think we know yet.
we don't know anything about him. Okay. Because I guess we don't really get it quite. We have to assume Cobell's not severed, or at least not in the way that the others are. I mean,
I
does
mean,
this episode confirm that? If you're acting that, if you're
I
drilling out
think so.
yeah, I think that's enough. Because I'm just saying she didn't say it directly, but if you're drilling skulls of the dead, that's probably enough to, with motivation, that's enough to square the circle.
I mean, I'll say right now this doesn't happen, but it would be pretty amazing if it was revealed at some point later that she was severed, but was just passing messages to like Mrs. Selvig, like you have to drill the chip out of this guy's brain, and she's just like, okay, I'll do it. I'll do anything.
Okay, I'm saying if you got that
It
message,
does not
well,
happen.
again, let's look at Helly. Her Audi getting the message was basically like piss off.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting dynamic. And I'd tell you right now, the first time I watched this, I wasn't really thinking anything about the significance of that. I was just like, wow, her Audi's kind of a jerk.
I mean, I guess she's kind of a jerk too, but in a lovable way because we follow her around on the severed floor, right?
Well,
Technically,
yeah.
from the corporate perspective, from the boardroom perspective, we're supposed to be the guys on the other end of that speaker, right? She's definitely a jerk.
Well, she negotiated to get what she wants.
Right, with a paper cutter.
Well,
You use a paper
there's
cutter much?
no, I was actually had an occasion to use one like last week, and I was just like, well, I don't have one. Should I buy one? And they're too expensive, so
How much were
not
they?
lately. Like $70.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of crazy, right?
No, as a teacher, I've done lots of, I got my swipe down, all that stuff. But there is that, so you do like, the ones at work, occasionally the locks get old and don't work anymore, right? So that always adds an
Mm-hmm.
element of imminent danger. Haven't chopped
Did
off
you?
my fingers yet. That would be on
Oh, I was
accident
gonna
in my
say
case.
there's one for 25 bucks at Walmart, but I still wasn't really willing to pay that much.
I don't
I
think
just
you
need
need a paper
scissors.
cutter. If you need advice, I'm pretty sure you don't need a paper cutter in your life unless
It
unless you're trying to quit your job.
just takes up so much space for something that does one thing.
Oh, it doesn't take up that much space. You put it on your side. You put it between two bookshelves or something like that.
I put it underneath my toaster.
Yeah, it fit underneath your if it's a small one. How big's your
Yep.
toaster?
I actually have a toaster oven.
Did you ever get that
I don't
parappa the
even know
Rapper
why I said
toaster?
that. No, because I don't remember what the deal was. Like it only put the thing on one piece of toast or something.
Hmm.
And I
Oh,
was just like, why
yesterday.
am I gonna do that? I want it on both toasts.
Yesterday I finally found the gachapon machine that gives you gachapon machines. Like miniature gachapon machines.
Okay, nice. I heard there was like I've told you about like how Japanese stuff has been popping up here kind of relentlessly.
Hmm.
Like apparently there's a just entirely gachapon arcade being like built at Perimeter Mall,
Okay, if you
which
go to
sounds
if
like
you
a
go to a
nightmare.
mall in Japan, there's like three of those.
Yeah, I'm just saying we get one, but we have two Daisos opened here last month, which I haven't visited either one yet, but I will.
Hmm. No, my thing is I like seeing the gachapons, but I only want fuzzy things out of them. I want furries out of them, and most of them don't have furries. So
Huh. You don't want the thing where it's like the tiny model of a Sega Genesis or something?
no, because I'm like I want a Sega Genesis, right? There was one, speaking of synthesizer again, there was the Korg collection where you get all the Korg synths. I'm like, that would just be
Yeah.
depressing. It wouldn't be a real synth, would it?
No, well that's why I don't there's like Lego you for like $100 you can get like a Lego Nintendo Entertainment System. I'm just like, why? I'd rather play the games. I don't want
Right.
a thing. I don't want like something on my shelf that looks like a Nintendo that doesn't do anything.
No, the gachapons that have gotten me most recently were the Sesame Street one, which seems to be cashed out now. I did not get Grover or Elmo, and I don't need Elmo because I don't like Elmo, but I got the others and the Moomin machine, which I guess
Hmm.
Moomin's not a thing in the States.
Not yet, unless I go to Daiso and there's a bunch of them there.
Oh, right. Anyway, we got some Moomins out. One, there was one left, and it was clear it was Moomin Troll, and we put the money in, and it didn't come out. So we went in, and the guy was like, "Oh, those machines don't have to do with our store, but I'll give you the money back." And then he put it out of order on the machine. I'm like, "There's still one in there, and I think it's in position to come out." So I did put the money in, and it did come out. So it was like a
Hmm.
crane machine, but it felt like I felt like smarter because when you put money in a crane machine, you feel stupid if you don't get anything.
Well, I've for a while I definitely was doing good with the crane machines and having good luck, and then last time I went to round one with friends, I won like nothing, but then they won a bunch of stuff,
Hmm.
including there was like a statue of Rei Ayanami from Evangelion that was like specifically from her like butt upwards, and her butt was definitely like kind of a little bigger than it probably was in the show. And
Was she
I
in a
could tell
sling
the
and an eye
guy.
patch?
It was one of those things where no, it was one of those things where the guy sort of had to like get the thing out of the machine for them because we like you get a little ball that just represents the you
Ah,
know what I
okay.
mean?
That doesn't sound fun. I want the thing.
I could tell the guy was kind of I think they just don't want to like drop the thing in it like it might break or something, but you could tell he was kind of judging us for being like weird degenerates winning these kind of semi-horny statue.
Getting back to the show, as we probably should, are you willing to read the UUR? Do you want to read that book? You want to read Rickon's book?
Let me see how much it costs.
Oh, because there is a real one. Is that why we're saying that?
Of
What?
course,
Not to point fingers, and actually, my answer is not a vindictive one, but the UUR. What book is that for you in real life? Even though there is a real life
in real
version.
life.
Yeah. Is there
I mean,
anything
there's
you
a
would equate?
million of them, aren't
There's
there?
a million of them. I'm just
Oh,
wondering
you're
if
talking about
there's
like a book that I would put for
in
these
that
like innies?
spot, or just how you would. Not even that. Just like, is there anything in particular it brings to mind for you?
I mean, nothing good.
Nothing good. Okay. Um,
Uh,
like I said, I don't think this is a bad book or anything, but I was definitely thinking of Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now book, which is it's good. It is worth a read, but that to me was kind of like where we were. I guess this one's supposed to be dumber than that one though.
it seems pretty likely. And didn't he say it was like his fifth book?
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot, you keep writing it. What's the Bill Burr thing? He's going to write a book about like where he's sweater wearing and talking, being the beta
Mm.
guy. It's like, I'll put that book out, it'll make millions. And then next year I'll put out another book of me like around the pool surrounded by supermodels. Be like, ha, I got y'all.
Yeah, I'd if Bill Burr wrote a book about whatever, I'd read it. If Bill Burr wrote a book that was supposed to be a self-help book, I would read it.
See,
Um,
I would read
for
those books if they were. That's why I brought up the Tolley book because I've read some of those. If they were like dressed in metaphysics, I'm interested. Otherwise, which I guess the show kind of gets at, right?
I mean, I like reading Carl Sagan because
Even Carl
his
Sagan's
underlying.
not self-help or metaphysics. That's just like
No, it's not.
that I would say that's
But
closer to
in a way,
stoicism.
but I think that actually is something that would genuinely help. I don't think it would help any's, but I think a lot of people would be helped by like some perspective of like actually you're pretty insignificant and you have this one planet that you're destroying and stop being an idiot, please.
Yeah, if we once I would always what was the full title of the Demon Haunted World book on
I
it
don't
is
remember
just
the
the
rest of
Demon
it.
Haunted World, okay, which is
Yeah,
actually by his wife in him. But Demon
I
Haunted
think it
World.
was sort
Oh,
of
Science of the
towards the
Candle in the
end.
Dark. I was forgetting the subtitle.
Yeah,
That would be my
yeah.
recommendation. That's the closest I think Sagan got to that vibe, is what I'm
Well, I
saying.
think that was the last book I read of his, but yeah, I think I don't know what I don't know what I would tell Innies. I feel like it would be hard for me to resist throwing him into the deep end somehow.
Yeah.
Like I'm not good at talking to children, and they
I,
know it.
another thing you compare is Toy Story, right? The first one where Buzz Lightyear doesn't get it and everyone else does. Like he needs the manual, right? Explaining to him what it is.
Yeah, I suppose so. I think isn't that kind of more than one Toy Story 1 and 2 where he kind of needs No, wait, I guess
No,
2 is
two
like
two is because he
Woody
needs a
needs to
bunch of
know
other.
not
No,
to.
two is but he finds a bunch of other Buzz Lightyears in the toy store and all the ones in the toy store diluted.
For some reason, the UUR is like $50 on Amazon. I have no idea why.
No, yeah, that's because the show's popular. Uh, they can get
I,
away with that
it
crap.
sounds like they didn't make enough.
Oops. Sounds like
There's
an
only
e-read.
one person, there's one seller, so I don't know. They that must have been extremely limited.
Yeah.
Um, which, uh, well, anyway, if you bought that book, then cool. I hope you didn't pay $50.
Mm. I'll just move through my notes. We should all has burner phones. I just was like knowing, oh, that's an old phone. Oh, that's a burner phone. Got it. I've never had a burner phone. You ever have a burner phone? You need a burner phone, man?
Legally, my lawyer has advised me not to say whether I've had a burner phone or not.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
Here we just see the OG sign at the trains. Every once in a while you see
I'll,
someone on like
I'll,
a
I'll tell you this, Ann. If next time you see me, if it's in Japan and it's like if the U.S. is anything like it is right now, I would be bringing a burner phone to Japan with me and erasing it before I left. I'll tell you that.
Right. No, but yeah. You still see the old man at the train station. Every once in a while, you'll do a double take, and hey, that guy's using a cell phone from like 2007, which is kind of weird to see.
Yeah.
I mean, that happened like last week, right? This isn't like that uncommon.
There's apparently sort of a movement now to go back to big phones and flip phones and that I'm
Some of
fine with
it's
that.
fun. My daughter had a dalliance with cassette tapes for a while. She might be finished now. I'm not
Hmm.
sure, but yeah, she was like recording stuff off the radio. I'm like, oh, very 90s of you.
I wish I could just choose a phone that what's like without me having to make the decision in real life. Like I could just decide what was on it and then like never like maybe a phone where I could only install apps while I'm at home, just make sure I'm not like just downloading crap, but I just being able to pay bills and navigate things and listen to things on my phone is probably about all I need really. But you
Um,
can't like it's hard not to you can't not have social media if you have a web browser, right? It's like just you can
mm.
go to anywhere on a web browser.
No, I remember I had a few years where I probably should have had a smartphone. I still had an old, K-type phone. I do remember like trying to like kind of get around like, dumb, clunky web apps and stuff, trying to, use that one a little bit smarty. Um, I don't know. Yeah. Do we need smartphones? Not sure. Uh,
I think they're mostly bad for you. I think that's basically they've hijacked all of our serotonin and blah 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 blah.
Possibly. Yeah, they're sucking your juju away from you.
I think they're only
All your
good for
juju's in
listening
the
to
phone now.
they're only good for listening to this podcast and nothing else.
Right. 90% of my phone is podcast, so. Um, do they usually serve alcohol at weddings? Funerals?
Sometimes.
Okay. I guess I haven't been to a bunch of funerals, which is probably good, but the other one
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, he's like whiskey, right? They're like, no, he's like red wine. Or you can order a beer. I've heard in the States, I feel like you can't just be like red wine or a beer, right? You can't, that's a Hollywood thing.
I don't remember that and I
Can you
don't
walk
know.
into can you go up to if you go up to a bar in the States and just say a beer, what are they going to do?
Probably give you options? I
Right.
don't know.
Red
Never
wine. They'll give
really
you, okay, I'm just saying in Japan, if you ask for a beer, you can do that. They'll just give you a beer. Or if you just ask for red wine, they'll
hmm.
just give you red wine without options.
I would take red if I want red wine, I'd just take red wine, whatever the hell it is. I don't care. It all tastes the same to me.
Hmm.
Beer different. There's differences to me between beers, but like I have really hard time telling the difference between different types of red wine.
I think it's because in Japan, if you ask for, beer, it's Nama beer, draft beer. So they either have, Kirin, Asahi, or Sapporo on tap. So whatever have on tap, they're going to give you that. So
Hmm.
it's kind of like a Northeast style diner or whatever. Hmm.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean there was a bar, a trucker bar we used to go to a lot called Southern Comfort, and the only beers they ever had were
Pabst Blue
Yingling
Ribbon.
and
Oh,
it was
Yingling. Okay.
Yingling and I think Miller Lite.
Miller
So
Lite. That makes sense. Okay.
so it was like it wasn't really. I think Yingling was a little better, so I usually went with that. But it's like I
Yingling is a little better, but
didn't really matter.
no, Yingling's like the best of the worst beers, I would say. maybe.
Yeah.
Or the worst of the better beers, depending on if you're
No.
from
It's
Pennsylvania or not.
I think it's the best of the
Is it
worst beers, and I'll
Pennsylvania?
just include Budweiser in that because I've always thought
Oh
Budweiser
yeah, Budweiser
sucked.
sucks.
Like I'd rather drink PBR than Budweiser
Mm.
because it's like
Craft.
even though PBR is probably more watered down, it at least tastes better.
Mm. And then the
But
craft beers, of course, hit or miss in Japan. The worst beer I've
uh,
ever had was about 10 years ago, which was a craft beer. So, and
weird.
it tasted like hops and plastic.
No, that's not good. I don't think I've ever really gone wrong with craft beer. It's like at least in fact, like a number of times I've been to breweries where I just tried like a bunch of different things. Like and like a couple of years ago, one of the last actual like vacations I took was to Pittsburgh and we went to this brewery and they had
Vacation to Pittsburgh. Okay.
everything bagel IPA. Like think about that for a minute. Everything bagel IPA. And it was I don't know if I would call it good, but it's like interesting and I remember how it tasted and so like I'm extremely glad that I had it because it was like memorable.
Did you go to Idlewild and ride the Mr. Rogers Make Believe Kingdom ride?
We only went to Kennywood.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably a better choice actually given the two, but
Yeah, we rode Steel Curtain, which I think has been down for a lot of the last couple of years.
but
So
Garfield was gone. That was in
Garfield
Kennywood.
was gone.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's too
no.
bad. Okay.
And
Uh, Looking to here, we learned this episode that O&D is quite large, having been told it was a two-person
mm,
operation.
yeah,
Do you want to put any mind power behind that? And this, especially here, it's just kind of like, huh, that's weird.
it's really weird. It's extremely weird that it feels like what we're being shown is that there are two people manufacturing propaganda to show to four people.
Well, they say there's several. They say they know of other departments. We just haven't met the other departments. I mean, Miss
I don't
Casey's a
know. Are
different
there?
department, right? Yeah, there's like
Yeah,
empty
but
rooms. There's departments that don't have people, because that conference
yeah,
room was just empty, right? And has the book in it.
yeah.
I
It's
guess
kind of
they're,
weird. It makes you think.
yeah,
It makes me
um,
think.
makes you think. I mean,
Makes me
yeah,
think.
I that is thinking an office building. I mean, most office sectors are like what percent actually filled? Like a skyscraper office building, an office complex. Like in any given moment, it's probably like what 40% actually has stuff in it.
I think it's much worse now because there was a lot of stuff went remote
Right.
and
Okay. So there we go. So if you're in a large office building or a office complex, it's mostly empty, right? Which the severed floor seems to mirror for maybe they've had a recession or a well, they're
uh,
not doing remote work, I'm pretty sure, but
I think it really works sort of like a mall where like, you hear about dead malls or whatever. It's like malls don't, it's not like when most of a mall is empty, they just close the mall and kick everyone out. They just keep it going for like North DeKalb Mall. They didn't demolish that till like last year.
yeah,
Do you remember what that was like when you were last here?
when I was there last, it was like 2010. I think they still were like 40-50% had stuff in it. So it was looking
Uh,
kind of slapdash and you would still go see movies there, but it hadn't like completely. Well, you said the theater's still there though. Yeah. So,
the theater is still there. They just kind of were like demolished everything around it. So
but the
there's
Severed
just a
floor,
theater.
if I were just getting, like trying to think about what's going on here, maybe they had to do the COVID stuff for a while. If we are assuming this is modern day, right? And now, it's kind of hard to put that crap back together, especially when you have like chips in people's brains and stuff, and people's lives change, or they won't come back
I
to the severed floor.
think maybe it's just that hard to get people to do Severance that they can only find like six people to do it.
Mm. Well, now we know there's more though. That's my point. So O&D is kicking. They've got what, like 20 people in there?
Yeah, it's true.
Mm. And
There are more
like you
people in
said,
OD.
they don't know the other, they kind of know there are other departments, but they haven't met them because they can't find them because that map is weird and he shredded it.
Well, we'll see where that goes.
We'll see where
Maybe the
that
map
goes.
will come back. Maybe it won't.
Hmm.
I don't know why I even said that.
Any other big things you want to throw out on this episode? I guess MDR does kind of seem like the
Um,
rock stars when Irv shows up at O&D though, right?
yeah, they kind of are the rock stars.
Yeah. Looking for the
Um,
scary numbers.
um, there was I feel like this might be an error, but I can't remember what happens in the future. But Petey at some point said his daughter was a hell of a guitarist, but at the video at his funeral, she's playing the bass.
I thought she was playing an acoustic guitar.
I think she's
Is it
playing the
acoustic
bass.
bass? Okay. Anyway, someone go back. Petey was definitely playing the riff.
That was that definitely was like a really memorable scene, and I love that they just like are not good at all in it. Yeah, she's playing a bass. She's playing a bass.
Okay. Acoustic
Um,
bass? Am I remembering things correctly too?
It's like a hollow body bass. I don't know if it's like an electric acoustic bass or just a fully
Okay.
acoustic bass. But especially when we know that like Petey's actor was in an 80s like metal band and was like literally one of the sickest guitarists of all time.
Right. So that kind of works.
Which
Yeah. I guess it's a cute thing to show at a funeral. I don't know. Kind of weird thing to show at a funeral, but whatever.
well, yeah, it reminds me. It's interesting because MARTA, the train system here, like got new trains like this year, and they put out a video, and it's like the train shows up at the station. They're playing Enter Sandman, and I was
Ah,
like, well, nothing says I've got new trains than like a song about an entity that kills you while you're asleep.
are there a bunch of people standing by the platform taking pictures as the train comes in and leaves?
Yeah, they're all like,
Okay.
woo,
I mean, really?
trains,
Yes.
enter
No, that was a
train.
real question. Are there
Yes,
okay. So just
there were a
checking.
bunch of people. It was like a celebration. They're all
No, I
like,
mean like just on a random day.
well, I mean, no, they had a ceremony,
Okay,
a
because I see train.
train ceremony.
Oh, see, because I just see random train photographers on the platform like at least once a week, if not more, in Japan. Like people that are clearly there just to take pictures of trains coming in and leaving.
Did you know that the CEO of MARTA jumped in front of a train a couple of years ago?
That makes sense. That's how you quit. And quitting life is one way to quit, as we learn in this episode. Although it didn't
Yeah,
work.
you're just
So, oh wait, wait,
you
no, we
just
don't know that yet. Okay,
what if
sorry, we
his
don't know if it works.
what if it's I don't even know what you said. I was like, what if his any didn't want to work for MARTA anymore?
In Marta, there's
That's
a
so
train
sad.
station in the severed floor, which seems
So now it's
impractical,
Dark
but
City.
yeah. Um, yeah. No, no, I was just saying something. Oh, yeah, just that the
Hmm.
episode just ends with her quitting life, right? So we that's all we can say at this point.
Yeah, and I gotta say, if my whole life was the job I had now, I might also quit life.
Yeah, but you
So
get to leave. That's the whole point. She didn't get to leave. You go in the
yeah,
elevator, you come right back here. So, um,
we don't
let's
know why. We don't know
let
why anything happens to her, really.
yeah, let's performance review these people a bit then.
Okay,
So Adam S. Mark S. Excuse me. Why did I say Adam? I don't know.
Marquez.
Mark S. It came out. Your name's Mark. Should we remember that? Performance review him in this
Mm.
episode.
Um, I'm gonna give him a B minus because he didn't turn the book in, but he did shred the map.
Oh, okay.
But
I
he
was
also
also
let Helly get away and like do stuff, which is kind of bad. So maybe I should give him a C.
okay. I was gonna go with that B minus. I hadn't thought about the book. I was just saying his training, like he's trying, but it's not going well. So that was like B
Yeah,
minus. They don't know about the book though, do they? They don't know about the book, so you can't perform. Well, you can because
the
they're
board
watching the
doesn't know about the
episode.
book. Yeah,
The board doesn't know,
yeah.
but
We have to be omniscient. We have to perform as if we're an omniscient board, which they
yeah.
could know. They might know everything. Cameras
Okay.
aren't that expensive. Maybe
Yeah.
innies don't know that their cameras could just go everywhere. Wasn't there at some point you see a camera like watching someone from inside one of the computers? Or is that like in the future and I'm just spoiling something?
I don't remember. Anyway, okay.
Whoops.
Yeah, you're almost convincing me he's right though because he doesn't do anything with the book, which we do have to consider because we saw in the episode. But I mean, I also, he hasn't done it. He did shred the map, so B minus. Dylan.
Dylan, uh, he was a little hostile to O&D and then was reading the contraband book later, so you have a B.
Also, oh, okay, I was giving him a C because he's also just
No.
like annoying. In this episode, he's the coworker you should probably ignore slash avoid, you know?
Yeah.
Like when you just catch the aura off this guy and you're like, let's avoid this guy today, you know? That's kind
Yeah.
of how I got him. Um, Irving, I'll also give a C because he's just roaming around and stuff. He's not really doing his job, and he's getting
That's
horny
true.
for Christopher Walken. So,
That's true. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to intermingle with other departments or something.
but he's not doing his job. Maybe he's already got hit his quota. Maybe that's why. But yeah, he can go past quota, can he? C.
I
Um,
mean, yeah, someone might get in trouble for that later, so we might have to separate those departments later. So yeah, I'm gonna say C for him too.
okay, Helly.
Um, I'm gonna give her a D plus because at least
Oh,
she's
okay.
showing initiative.
Okay. No, I'm just gonna go F. Break room, suicide attempt, threatening to cut your fingers off. I mean that's
Well,
like you're inching to fail, right? I mean, as far as grades are concerned, performance
she
reviews are
didn't.
concerned.
She didn't actually cut her finger. She did hang herself. So
This is Solvig. Sorry, I don't know why I gave her that name. Just because I couldn't.
Solvig,
Solvig. They
Cobel,
mix names. Cobel, whatever. Yeah. What do you want to give her?
Cobelvig.
Cobelvig. What does she get in this?
I'm gonna give her a B plus because no, wait, actually, no, no, no. I'm giving her a C
Hmm.
because reintegration does not exist, and she's trying to prove something that definitely does not exist.
Oh, okay. I'm going A plus because she drilled a dude's head at a funeral, and it was his funeral. I mean,
But
if that's
she's
not initiative, if you're trying to give initiative, and also if you prove, hey, it's right, because now she's got the evidence, so it's like, oh crap, you were right. If she's right,
no, you don't understand. Like reintegration does not exist, and we cannot have her trying to prove it.
yeah,
So
but
it's
if
a
you
C.
do prove it, okay,
No, we cannot have her trying to prove it.
I'm going with the initiative, so she gets
Okay,
a high grade. Yeah,
that's fair.
um, you take the risk, you get the prize, you know.
The prize is no one proving it reintegration
The
works.
prize is an A plus from me.
Okay.
Mr.
Um,
Milchek,
I'm gonna give him an A plus because he just really dedicated himself to running the break room
I was going to give him an
hard as they
A for
could.
the same reason, but then you mentioned that he seems to be getting bored, so A minus because he doesn't keep it up. I mean, he's doing it, you know.
Well,
I see where
the
you get bored eventually, but
the thing is that, like that one part where he says you didn't say it like you meant it or no paraphrasing, where he's like making sure that she does it right, where it's like he could just say good enough and then call off the break room session and she would still be, miserable.
okay.
But he's just dedicating himself to running it
Let's see.
that
Who else do
much.
we need to go with here?
We've got Miss
Miss
Casey.
Casey, yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
A plus. She did the thing that she needs to do.
he did it resolve
Right.
though. I'm going to say B plus. I'm not sure it was a successful session or not. So, um,
Okay. We've got Bert.
yeah, Bert. What do you want to give
Um,
Bert here?
I give him a B minus because I feel like he was doing the same stuff that Irv was, but he was being a little bit less obvious about it. Like he was
Yeah.
less. His violations were less flagrant by
Okay.
like a tiny bit.
Although I was gonna say B. He is distracted from his job. He's showing off former artwork and all that sort of stuff. And yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, his artwork is his job, so
yeah. Okay, good point. I guess he's giving a tour, but he's giving a tour to someone who shouldn't be there. So um,
yeah.
it's getting in the way of productivity. Oh, looking at Wiki here, it seems that there's 7 people in that O&D room. I said 20, which it's a big room. That's why I probably said that number.
Yeah, I didn't notice you said that many, but yeah, no.
20, it's just a fun number.
There's no 20. There's no 20 people. There's no
Okay.
20 people.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap this
Um,
guy up for today. Any final thoughts?
well, the UUR is that how do you feel about the non-Ben Stiller director? I think that Ben Stiller is very good at directing, but I think this is a little bit of a step up.
Um,
Do you
I
have any feelings?
I feel like it's pretty consistent, to be honest. I think it's just modern TV. I know as a Star Trek viewer, this happens where it's like they always have 3 episode clumps, like 3 episodes from
Hmm.
one director, 3 episodes from another, 3 episodes from another. It just seems to be a production thing. So, I mean, there's
Hmm.
showrunners, there's producers, all that sort of stuff. It feels consistent to me. I didn't notice so much difference though, if that's your question.
Yep, that basically was. This is the, excuse me.
I mean,
The
the
main
first episode,
reason,
I wasn't like, wow, this feels like Ben Stiller or something. At the end, I was like, oh, well, he directed this, Good
well,
job,
the
Ben.
main, of course, the main reason I brought it up is just that this is one of the most highly rated episodes. Okay, maybe that's weird. It showed up in top rated, but it's like kind of the 10th highest rated,
Oh, okay.
which
It's right in
doesn't
the
seem
middle.
like very much
That
for
actually
yeah,
makes
for
sense to me because
a
I
series
did.
with 18 episodes
I
or
felt
whatever
like,
it is.
yeah, I felt like maybe a little more happened than last episode, but it's still like, you know, it's not grinding its gears, but it's not
Yeah.
necessarily just pushing forward in this episode until the end. The end obviously pushes the
Yeah.
ball, but before
The
that,
the
it's just interesting stuff.
yeah. Well, ahead of this we have three, four, five, six, seven, no, six of season two episodes are rated are higher in the top 10 than
Okay.
this. And
Anyway,
of course, the as most people probably already know, the number one rated episode is the season finale of this season, and the number two rated episode is the season finale of next season. And then
okay.
number three is the one that I said will be your. No, no, it's not.
All right. Well, anyway, let's
Nothing.
wrap it up because I'm going to be at the dentist in 4 minutes. How amazing is that?
Wow. Okay. Yeah, the third rated episode is the one that I said will be your favorite. Okay. Cool. So yeah, when you get back home from your job, then go to podcastiopodcastius.org for other podcasts, and then go back to your job and don't cut your fingers off.
Don't cut your fingers off. Good advice. Okay. We'll catch y'all in the future then.
All right, bye.
Bye.